Welcome, students. Today we are going to discuss about the classification of bacteria. So the bacteria is a unicellular, prokaryotic and primitive living organisms, and it is a microscopic. We cannot be seen our naked eyes. So this bacteria can be classified based on the shape of the bacteria. We can be classified into four categories. First one, bacilli. Second one, cocci. Third one, vibrio. Fourth one, spiruli. Bacilli, it is a rod-like structure bacteria are called as the bacilli. Rod-like. So this is the rod-like structure of bacteria called as the bacilli. Next, second one, cocci. So cocci, it is a spherical shaped. It is a spherical shaped bacteria or circular shaped bacteria. Circular shaped. Next, vibrio. So vibrio, it is a comma shaped bacteria. Comma-shaped bacteria, so we are called as the vibrio. Next, spiruli. It is a spiral shaped or spring-like structures, so we are called as the spiruli. So this is the spiral shaped bacteria. Listen once again. Based on the shape of the bacteria, we can be classified into the four categories. First one, bacilli. Second one, cocci. Third one, vibrio. Fourth one is spiruli. Next classification of bacteria based on the classification of bacteria based on the number of flagella and its position. Number of flagella and its position we can be classified into five divisions, namely first one is Atrichus. Second one, Monotrichus. Third one, Locotrichus. Fourth one, Amphitrichus. Fifth one is Peritrichus. So let us discuss one by one. First one, Atrichus. flagella. Absence of flagella in bacterial cell. So bacteria cell is there, but absence of flagella or locomotory structure. Next, monotrichous. Monotrichous. Mono means single or one. The one flagella is present only at one end of the bacteria cell. So your bacteria cell is there. In any one side presence of flagella, so we are called as the monotrichous. Next, locotrichous. Loco means a group or bunch. A group of flagella is present at only one end of the bacterial cell. So your bacteria is there. The number of flagella or group of flagella is present at one end. So we are called as the locotrichous. Next, ampitrichous. So ampi represents the both or dual. So the bacteria contains flagella on both the sides. Both the sides of the bacteria cell, they contains the flagella, one or more. Next, peritrichous. Number of flagella, they are randomly present on the bacterial cell. The number of flagella which are randomly present on the bacterial cell, so we are called as the peritrichous. So based on the number of flagella and its position, classified into the 5 divisions. Next, based on the nutrition, bacteria are classified into, based on the nutrition, bacteria are classified into the mainly 2 groups. First one is autotrophic bacteria, and another one is heterotrophic, and also heterotrophic bacteria. So autotrophic, the bacteria, note down students, the bacteria which can prepare their own food materials. The bacteria which can prepare its own food materials, so we are called as the autotrophic bacteria. So this autotrophic bacteria is further divided into the two types. Is further divided into the two types. One is photosynthetic bacteria and chemosynthetic bacteria. Photosynthetic bacteria, the bacteria which can prepare their own food materials by chlorophyll pigment during the photosynthesis. The bacteria which can prepare their own food materials by the photosynthesis with presence of chlorophyll pigment. Example for photosynthetic bacteria are green bacteria and purple bacteria. Next, chemosynthetic bacteria. The bacteria which can prepare their own food materials by the oxidation of organic or chemical substances. So is called as the chemosynthetic bacteria. Example for chemosynthetic bacteria is hydrogen bacteria, sulfur bacteria, etc. Based on the nutrition, we can be classified into the two groups of autotrophic and also heterotrophic. Autotrophic, they can be prepare their own food materials. So this autotrophic bacteria can be classified into the two types. One is the photosynthetic and chemosynthetic. In photosynthetic, they can be prepare their own food materials by the photosynthesis with presence of chlorophyll pigment. But some of the bacteria, they can prepare their own food materials. So by the oxidation or breakdown of the some chemical substances like hydrogen, sulfur and also nitrogen, etc. Next, second one is the heterotrophic bacteria. The bacteria which cannot be prepare their own food materials. The bacteria which cannot be prepare their its own food materials. Note down, the bacteria which cannot be prepared their own food material, so we are called as the heterotrophic bacteria. This heterotrophic bacteria, it includes the further three divisions or further three types. First one is saprophytic bacterium. Second one is symbiotic bacteria, and the third one is parasitic bacteria. First one, saprophytic bacteria, the bacteria which can depend to the bacteria which can depend to the dead and decay materials. Dead and decay materials we are called as the saprophytic. Next, example for saprophytic bacteria. Example: Lactobacillus. Next, Acetobacter. So these two are the examples for the saprophytic bacteria. Next, symbiotic bacteria, the bacteria which are associated with another organism for both nutrition and also shelter. So shelter means the place of the organism. Example for this symbiotic bacteria: Rhizobium bacteria associated with the roots of leguminous plants. So most of the dicot plants are the leguminous plants. In these plant roots associated with the rhizobium. This rhizobium which are present in the roots. So this rhizobium they provide the nutrition to the plants. It means it involves in the nitrogen fixation. And converts into the nitrate. So this nitrate, it is the nutrition for the leguminous plants and also all plants. So the leguminous plant roots they provide the shelter and also nutrition to the rhizobium. So here both the organisms, here leguminous plants and also rhizobium, both are mutually benefited. Next, parasitic bacteria. The bacteria which can depend to the another organism which can depends to the another organism for both shelter and also nutrition. Shelter and also nutrition both are depends, but it is a parasitic. It causes diseases. It causes diseases, not benefited to the another organism. Example for this: Salmonella typhi. It causes typhoid. Next, Vibrio cholerae. So it is also type of bacteria. It is a parasitic bacteria. It causes cholera. Next, classification of bacteria based on structural organization. Based on structural organization can be classified into the 3 groups. One is the archaea bacteria. Second one, Eubacteria. Next, third one is Mycoplasma. Mycoplasma. Archaea bacteria, it is a unicellular prokaryotic and most primitive living organisms. So the archaea bacteria cell wall component is differ from the Eubacteria or true bacteria. Cell wall component is differ from the Eubacteria. So the archaea bacteria, it contains the pseudo peptidoglycan. So I have already discussed the composition of the peptidoglycan. It contains sugar units and also amino acid units to form a mesh-like structure. But the pseudo peptidoglycan, here most of them presence of the protein component. Protein component is more. That's why this archaea bacteria, it is present at the extreme conditions. They are present at the high temperature. So we are called as the thermophiles. Next, they are present at the acidic conditions, so called as the acidophiles. They are present at the high concentration of the salt, so they are called as the halophiles. So these are the characteristic features of the archaea bacteria. So they are present at the extreme conditions. It is one of the important character in archaea bacteria. The cell wall component is different from the Eubacteria. Next, Eubacteria, it is also unicellular, prokaryotic and also primitive living organisms. So this cell wall component is peptidoglycan. This Eubacteria, it divides into the two types. One is the bacteria and another one is the cyanobacteria. This cyanobacteria, it is also called as the nostoc. Next class we are discussing about the structure of the cyanobacteria with the label diagram, important for the 2 more questions. Next, mycoplasma, they does not contain cell wall. It means cell wall is absent. So their presence at the gut of ruminant animals. So gut means alimentary canal or digestive system of the animals, like ruminant animals, like some domestic animals like cow, buffalo, etc. So in these organisms, the gut or digestive system, presence of these mycoplasma organisms are present. So we are called as the methanogens present at the even absence of oxygen, they will survive. And also these methanogens, it is a type of bacteria, it produces the gas methane gas are produced, and also even in biogas produced due to the breakdown of the dung in some domestic animals. And also this mycoplasma, we are called as the jokers of the plant kingdom, because so this mycoplasma, absence of cell wall, we does not define the particular shape. Here absence of cell wall, just only presence of cell membrane, so that irregular in shape, and also it causes many diseases to the plants and also animals. So that we are called as the jokers of the plant kingdom. And also one of the important concept in this mycoplasma, we are called as the PPLO organisms. So expand form of PPLO: pleuro, pneumonia, like organisms. So these are the microscopic and also pathogens of cell wall and also causes many diseases. So we are called as the pleuro pneumonia like organisms. Thank you, students.